This video is for first-time moms who want their baby registry to fit their real life, not what you see over there on Instagram. This is day 6 in my series to a better baby registry. Today we are talking about baby clothing, what you should get, what you should skip. The first thing I want to say is some people will tell you not to put clothing on the baby registry. But at the end of the day, people are going to get you clothing, so I like some on the baby registry. I feel like it gives people a little bit of guidance on what to get, what your style is, and what your preferences are. For me, it starts out with the basics. Sleepers. So think newborn sleepers, full body. The footies are connected. It has a zipper. Don't do snaps. And then if possible for a newborn, get one that has a sleeve where you can cuff over it, and you don't have to buy mittens if they're a face scratcher. I don't recommend putting hats on the baby registry. Some sleepers or gowns will come with a hat. I didn't put hats on my baby at home. Now, a winter hat for outside, yes, that's different. But sleepers would be my #1 item. And honestly, I like babies in sleepers, okay? When they're itty bitty, putting them in a shirt and pants just looks kind of silly. It looks really difficult. They're squirmy, wormy, and I just think it's all about making baby comfortable, especially when they're teeny tiny. As they get older, we're talking onesies and pants, all right? Other options of rompers, dresses, there's other things out there, of course, but what I recommend is very simplistic clothing. So for me, it's a plain onesie, whatever color you want. If you want blue, if you want pink, if you want to go, olive green, somewhere in the middle, that's great too. Not all baby clothes is going to be gender neutral, but if you can get some that is, that's great. It's great for hand-me-downs. And speaking of hand-me-downs, not all baby clothing needs to be new and off your baby registry. Take hand-me-downs from friends, go shop at thrift stores. Clothing gets passed down and babies don't wear it very long. So don't be afraid of secondhand either. Now, back to your baby registry. What are you putting on there? So sleepers, onesies, I recommend basic onesies and basic pants. So like solid color shirt, solid pants, like little jeggings for little girls or basic black and gray sweatpants for girl or boy. Go simple and like sharp and basic. Try to avoid things that look really uncomfortable. So don't try to put overalls on a 3-month-old. Okay, overalls can be so cute, but wait till they're like walking, where they're standing upright. They fit so much more comfortable and much better. Okay, so that's a 12-month, 18-month item. It's not a 3-month-old item. Lacy dresses for girls, no. Okay, lace, it's itchy. Sequins, itchy. Instead, find something that's just like basic, like cotton blend or poly blend, whatever it is, but get something that has ribbing on it and maybe like a ruffle sleeve or like these big shoulders, but they're not lacy, they're not itchy. It's just the same basic fabric, okay? I'll try to throw a picture on for an example, but they can look fancy without being uncomfortable. Okay, we need to let our babies be comfy, all right? They're not these little like show dogs, okay? They're your baby and they deserve comfort in what they're wearing specifically. When it comes to clothing, I again do recommend that you follow the value proposition. How much does it cost? Because they are only gonna wear it for a few months, max. And then how often are they gonna wear it? Is this a daily outfit? Is it jammies they could wear daytime or nighttime? Or is it an outfit that's specific for like family pictures? Now, you can get a family photo outfit. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you do newborn photography, check with your photographer because they'll have little outfits for them to wear often. So if you're wanting something very specialty, you might not need to buy it. Your photographer might actually have it. So just a pro tip there to share. We first want to start with the basics on your registry. Okay, that again, the sleepers, the onesies. It could be socks. I don't love socks. It could be mittens. I don't love mittens. Or it could be hats. And then one of the things seasonal, do they need a winter hat? Do they need a little swimsuit? What items are coming up for the seasons? Pictures, holidays, like a little Christmas outfit. That's okay. But I would say get your core basics first. With clothing, be careful. Your kid could go through a growth spurt and you think when they're 9 months, they're going to be wearing summer clothes. But really, they grew fast and they're actually wearing 9-month clothes more like in February or March, and it's a little cooler. So be careful buying too far ahead. I would stick to neutrals and basics as much as you possibly can, and then fill in the cracks with the hand-me-downs. All right, that, in my opinion, is the way to go on that. Buy only a few fancy outfits per size. So don't buy 10 fancy outfits for the 3-month size. That's silly. What I would do is have them like in 1 or 2 cute outfits and rotate them for church, for restaurants, for outings and parties. And then before you know it, they grew up and they're in the next outfit. So the amount of times you see people in those 3 months, it's not a big deal if your kid repeats outfits. Okay, it's not a fashion show. Secondhand, always a great option. Cute, comfortable, practical. And then certain items you don't need, like shoes. You don't need shoes until they're walking. Just my opinion. I would never buy newborn shoes. Now, did I have some that were handed down to me? Yes. So like little girl ballerina type shoes to wear maybe to Christmas. Sure, I didn't really put them on my kids much because they would fall off and you lose a shoe. But if you want them, look secondhand for things like that, or don't get them in the first place, because even secondhand stuff is causing clutter in your home, and we want to avoid clutter. We want to get what we need. Remember, your baby registry is about you. It's not somebody else's highlight reel on Instagram. You need to get what fits your lifestyle and your baby's lifestyle in your family. You don't need everything. You need the right things. In day 7, we're going to talk about gear and toys and kind of the little in-between items that you need here and there. Let's talk about what's going to get used and what is a complete and utter waste.